so I always clown her, right? So right before I got on here, I was telling her what I was going to talk about today. She said, "You know what, Mom? I'm so glad. Thankful for my baby." She's like, "I'm so glad we had that conversation last week because it really made me realize, yeah, I do. This job. I know I complain about it all the time. However, it is motivating me to work on my real estate business because I'm gonna tell you for a minute, homegirl was outside. She's part of some party promotion thing. She was outside at parties all the time. She was, she had a couple of closings and she outside. And I was like, okay, I'm telling her, hey, put your money aside, make sure you're working on your business. All this time that you promote these parties, you need to be promoting your business. And then stuff got lean. And she's like, okay, Anyway, I was like, remember last year when you was fat, nappy headed in the basement, you ain't had no money. she was so mad at me. She was like, you're terrible. I was like, your ass gonna be fat, nappy headed in the basement again. Mom, I'm so glad I don't have low self-esteem because if I had low self-esteem with you as a mom, I was like, don't quit that job. Your ass gonna be fat, nappy headed in the basement again. Talk about your life miserable. You better keep that goddamn job. She was like, nah, for real. I'm so glad that you told me that last week because it is true. Girl, she was fat, nappy headed in the basement, y'all. She was. So it was true because, I need her to be uncomfortable. I need her to not be comfortable in a job. The moment you get comfortable in a job, then you lose sight of your dreams. The moment you start making a little bit of money and you content and everything is going well, you become comfortable. You lose sight of your dreams. I know so many people who got laid off this year and family members of mine that are sitting up there shocked and in awe because they lost their jobs. And I'm like, why did you not think that was a possibility? That's the thing that's crazy to me. Why did you not think that it was a possibility that you could lose your job? At any given moment, you could lose your job. Do you know the guy who was the CEO of the insurance company, Luigi killed? Do you know his job was on Indeed and on LinkedIn in 24 hours after that man lost his life? Nobody is exempt. At any given moment, these people could say that your services are no longer needed and you can lose your job. And so you cannot be dependent upon a job. You cannot be dependent on one revenue stream, right? So even you might be listen, Black women, we the most educated demographic in this country. And yet we've lost more jobs than anybody because we are depending on jobs to support us. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. So here's what I believe, okay? I believe everybody should have a side hustle. Everybody should be selling something. Boyce talks about this a lot. Everybody should be selling something. What should I be selling? You have intellectual property. There is something that you know that you do very well that people will pay you handsomely for. Think about what that is. Don't forget to add in the basement. I'm saying she is fat. My baby's beautiful. But there is something that you have that people will pay you handsomely for. And you should think about ways that you can monetize that. What can I do? How can I monetize this intellectual property that comes to me? It could be something that you have, or it could just be a side hustle. But what I'm telling you is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't be so dependent on one thing. Even the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 11:2, said have 8 revenue streams because we never know when a disaster is going to strike. What happened in 2020? What happened in 2020? A disaster struck, COVID. Okay. A disaster could be a death in the family. Disaster for me in 2022 was a divorce where I lost $1 million.